Hi, everybody. Welcome to another. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Trying to reconnect. I'm doing this in a simulcast, and so it's going to look a little funny because I'm trying to do this on two different websites at one time. And man, it is technology cannot be fun. And then it goes off on there. So I guess I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, this might work out better because, um, you know what? Let me put this up here. My camera's off. All right, I am John Ravenwolf. That's my sign. It's backwards, but it's okay. I wanted to come on YouTube and let everybody know that I'm back. I was doing different venues, under different names, and then I decided that I was gonna go on Facebook Live, and that had went really well. Then I posted what I was doing there onto YouTube, but since everything has changed as far as their algorithms and things like that, I wanted to get back on to you guys here on YouTube and let you know that I'm still around and I'm doing everything I can to learn this new technology. I'm trying to switch things up. Hold on just a second. Because what I usually say is something that people needs to hear. And one of the things that I'm going to talk about tonight, I tried with the internet connection on the other camera and everything. It's not working. It's been kind of screwing up today, but that's okay. And hold on, let me plug in here, folks. Okay, so maybe you can hear me a little better. So anyway, um, Raw Light is a spiritual show that speaks about it's educational basically, but it's also entertaining. And depending on whether I do or do not have guests on. Tonight I don't have a guest, and I'm going to try Facebook Live here in a little bit and see if it'll go through. And if it does, great. And if not, then I'm supposed to just talk to you guys. I'm to the point where I just go with the flow of things. And if I was doing the portrait view, I would be looking more at you like this. But I'm not used to this setup. And we're going to be switching over to Zoom to do some things. But basically, I want to talk about what I call the dumb suit, which a lot of people are wearing nowadays. I hear so many people going on rants for one reason or another. Um, and it's getting old, folks. It really is. This whole thing about white privilege, I understand that because I appear to be a white man, but I'm also Native American, and that doesn't give me any privileges. Um, my sister is black. I get it. I do. But when you take something like what happened in Philadelphia after the night of the Super Bowl, or the night of the Super Bowl, and you try to turn it into a racism thing about white privilege, they're not getting punished. And if you look, I understand where you're coming from. I understand your passion. I understand all of it. But to say that what happened in Philadelphia that night didn't involve one race or the other, it's just adding division. And that's what I'm talking about with the dumb suit. Some people just oblivious. They're in their own little world, they're in their own ego, and that's all they care about and that's all they talk about because it's nothing about the human race, which is the only thing that matters. It's all about equal equality. This is Black History Month. I'm very open minded because, like I said, my sister is black. I have really good friends that are black. I relate with them. But it's also because we are all individually proud of our heritage. It's also because they are part Indian. I'm cool with that. But for you guys to sit there and use these examples for your own agenda to add division amongst the human race is selfish. That's just my point of view. You can like it, you can not like it, I really don't care. But why do it? Why add more division into a culture and a society that is already divided and fighting amongst itself? And not only that, but with the conversation that I had with one of my friends today, who is Native American and black, as she was saying, it's also within its own culture that these things happen. Why are you fighting amongst yourselves and then fighting against other cultures or races or whatever? It's childish. You know, take off the dumb suit and open up your heart, because that's what it is. This dumb suit is just shielding your heart, and it's getting pathetic. It's getting sad, people. It really is. Let's think about helping people instead of dividing people. It's just insane. You know? I don't understand it. And I don't think there's any need for it. And a lot of times people are saying, well, you know, we want to see change, but they're not willing to do the work in order to make the change. And if you're going to be a spiritual warrior, that means you need to look at what's inside of yourself. And if you can't love every human being as you would love yourself, then there's a problem, and you need to do some soul searching. Now, with that dumb suit, we're also taught that we're not supposed to love ourselves. Again, another lie. It's just all a crock of shit. And if you're going to sit there and listen to religion, well, that's all a crock too. You know, religion does nothing but divide people. They want you to think that there's this loving, vengeful God that loves you, and if you're not careful, you're going to wind up going to hell. That sucks. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But let me tell you something about religion from a Native American standpoint. One of my Seneca elders said, religion is believed by the common man, the wise as false, and the rulers as useful. In other words, if you're a common person, you believe in the lie. Look at the word or the letters in the middle of believe. B-E-L-I-E-V-E-D. L-I-E. That's the lie. That's the lie of religion, because it's a dogma from man that has given you a viewpoint that you're better than someone else in the name of God. No, we're all created equal. The Bible also says that. But in the Native American culture, we sit in circle. We sit on our butts, Indian style, if you will, legs crossed on the ground. The circle is closed. Everyone's the same. We're all joined together. And that's what the human race is. Now, the wise, they know that what man has written and tells you what religion is false. Now, do I believe that all religions are false as a whole? No. I believe from everything that I've studied in my life that they all have very similar truths. You know, they're little nuggets, you know. There's these little diamonds that you have to dig for. That's what I believe. Excuse me. But it's also because the rulers know that religion is useful, because that's how they control the masses, out of fear, out of forcing thoughts and beliefs on them that are untrue, so that you'll think that you're weaker and less than they are. You give up your personal power by doing that. And that's the sad part. That's where we need to, not only for ourselves, but to teach our children to question everything. You know, because the old saying is, he who wins the war writes the history. I mentioned Black History Month a moment ago. I seen a small 5-minute documentary speaking about black histories and how slavery and that race had helped build America. Very true. And I'm thankful that they were here to help us do that. But the biggest genocide, or over 100 million in this land, was of Native Americans. You see, African Americans, my brothers and sisters, we joined strength together in order to survive when they first started coming here. And Native Americans were exported to other places also as slaves. But it was because of joining together that both races, if you want to use that phrase, survived. So when you think about the history of the United States and how it wasn't just Native Americans and African Americans to help build this country, but then let's think about the other immigrants that came here that were forced into forced labor. The Irish, for example, they had the potato famine in Ireland. And they came here in masses. That's just one example. There's so many more. The cool thing is that if you look at history, you can find the truths. And I'll give you another example. That it was in the 1860s, I believe, that African Americans were given the right as United States citizens, and within 5 or 10 years was also voted on by Congress for the Civil Bill of Rights. That was the beginning of their freedom, and that's really cool, and I'm happy that that happened. I'm glad for them. But did you know that it wasn't until 1936, after World War I, that Native Americans got their first rights as American citizens? All I'm saying is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding come from asking the questions. In other words, questioning everything that you know. Is that the truth? Who wrote the history? Why aren't we taught these things, or why aren't our kids taught these things? Take off the dumb suit, man. You don't have any excuse anymore when it comes to the interweb, you know? All the answers are here. And that's one of the reasons that Raw Light is here, to help you realize exactly the things that you need to grow spiritually, to open your mind and open your heart. And that's why this first show on YouTube is all about saying, hey, there's only one race. Don't keep adding the division amongst division, because it's not just culture against culture or race against race. It's human against human, and this is getting stupid. This is not where we want to go. None of us. I truly believe that. And I'll be here until my dying day trying to make a difference, because I am a spiritual warrior. If you go back on my Facebook page, from 2/6/18, this was just this past Tuesday, I got in a rant. I was all pissed off. But I tell it like it is. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't want to listen to me, don't. But you're not going to find anybody any more real than me, because I'm not on here to make any money. I'm not on here to do anything special. This is all homegrown, underground shit right here, people. This is everything that I got to my access. I don't have fancy cameras. I don't have a production team. I have nobody helping me. This is all me. But I'm going to tell you like it is. If you want to know about spiritual things, then check it out. Check out Facebook, John Ravenwolf Bailey and John Ravenwolf Psychic Holistic Healer, both pages. And on the personal page, you will get copies of recent copies, past copies, replays of Raw Light. And we touch on all kinds of different subjects. We really do. And I have guests from time to time. So anyway, if you want to check it out, it'd be great. And I do Raw Light every Tuesday and Thursday nights at 7:30. And sometimes I pop in and do something else just to do it, because I always do what I feel like I'm led to do at the time. So, appreciate you listening and watching. And come on over and keep up with my YouTube channel. And come out and check the Facebook channel. All right. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.